guys, welcome to my kitchen once again. And to be honest, this week, if you haven't seen me on social media, there's a reason. I've just been really overwhelmed with life, with my day job, and so I apologize for that. And to make up for it, I thought I would take you back into my kitchen and make some sort of cheat meal. But the problem is, I'm on a nutrition plan and I can't eat any of the things that I really want to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make something that's kind of halfway between a cheat meal and something I can actually eat. So it's like a way of prettying up what I normally would eat and make it seem like a cheat meal. So today I'm going to make hash browns that are actually made in a waffle iron that you can see behind me, which I will plug in very soon. And so you can make these into actual sweet waffles, or you can make savory waffles. So this is very versatile, and it's kind of like a hash brown too. So if you feel like eating hash browns, you just make those, and if you want to pretend it's a waffle, you can do that too. As you may know, last time I did this, I broke my favorite camera and I was so mad. So this time I took my old camera and I'm going to manually move it around and try not to break it so that you guys can see what I'm actually doing, because obviously like this, there's not much going on. But in front of me, I currently have a medium-sized bowl, I have 2 peeled sweet potatoes, and I have a cheese grater that you could really not know was there until I show you. So basically these are the things that I'm going to be using. I also have some vegan margarine behind me, but really what you should be using for this recipe is butter. I can't digest butter, so I'm going to stick with the vegan stuff. And just like last time, I'm going to be putting the recipe I used down below or in my blog, because it's not my recipe, it's just something I found online that I found interesting. So I'm definitely going to be putting that somewhere where you can find it and you can make this on your own. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we have to grate these sweet potatoes into a medium grating. I'm not sure what that entails on this. I'm guessing that this is medium. So I'm just going to try that and see how that goes. I don't think I'm going to need both of my sweet potatoes, but I thought if ever I fuck up, at least I have 2. I've said it in my last video and I'm going to say it again. If ever my fingers end up in this, or fingernails, it's because I'm extremely clumsy, and I'm actually not even surprised if it happens, because this just, it's how we roll here. I think I'm getting the hang of this. No, never mind. So thankfully, I think I used the right grating. It looks like it could be a hash brown, so I'm just gonna keep going. And also put this in my bowl so I have room on my plate. This is really not the best setup here, but I mean, have you seen my kitchen? It's tiny. I feel like it's a little wet though, like it's gonna be some kind of wet waffle. That sounds so bad. Hopefully the water will just kind of steam off. Guess we'll see. My dog is gonna eat all of these pieces. I'm sure she's gonna be so happy that there's so much on the floor right now. Okay, I think I have enough down here to make maybe 2 or 3 waffles, so I'm not gonna grate any more potato, just in case. And I'm gonna turn on my oven right now, put a little bit of nonstick spray on it just to get it going, and then I'll show you the rest. Okay, so while the iron heats up, I am going to melt a few teaspoons of butter, aka vegan margarine, in the microwave, and I'm going to toss it into what I have here, which is my grated sweet potato. And apparently you're supposed to make it into patties or whatever, but I'm just going to throw it straight onto the iron, honestly. Okay, so as promised, I have the melted margarine, aka butter, and I'm going to pour it into, this looks like carrots, I can't lie, the sweet potatoes. I don't really want to pour the whole thing because I have a feeling I made way too much, so I'm just kind of going to mix it and see how that goes. Yeah, I think I have maybe 1 tablespoon too many, just because This is completely covered. I don't need to add any more. And so I'm just gonna go straight to the grill. Alright, so apparently you're supposed to spread it evenly. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but let's see. I think this is fine. So according to the recipe, you're supposed to leave the sweet potato hash browns, I guess we're going to call them, in the waffle maker for about 4 to 5 minutes until they're brown. So let's see how that goes. Okay, to be completely honest, it's starting to smell like potatoes, like breakfast potatoes, and that makes my heart so happy. My dieting heart is just, yes. I don't think I used enough potatoes, but I guess we'll see. This did not work out as I had planned. I don't think I used enough sweet potatoes, to be honest. It's basically just hash browns. I mean, this is probably really good, but it's just, wow. Wow, that was a mess. What I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm going to pat dry the sweet potato shreds that I'm gonna make, because I'm just gonna redo this. And I'm probably going to add a little bit of egg whites just to see if it, like, coagulates, because this is just, it's not sticking together. So, be right back. That tasted really good, by the way. I had a little bit, and it still tastes nice. It just looks really bad. So now I'm going to use this, and I'm going to dab whatever shreds I have now. I made a little bit more than last time. Okay, so I'm at the end of my roll, apparently. Story of my life. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to dab some of the water out because I feel like it was a really wet mix, and that's probably not good if you're trying to make some solid things out of these wet things. So I think I also used maybe a little bit too much margarine, and like I said, I'm going to put some egg whites in there to make them coagulate. Just like that. Also, by the way, you can add to this salt and pepper, or you can go straight for some cinnamon and maybe a little bit of sugar if you're allowed to eat some. This, like I mentioned, is sweet or savory. You can do whatever you want with this. So right now I'm using some liquid egg whites. I'm not really measuring them. I think I'm just gonna go and pour some in there. It's probably gonna be the equivalent of 1 egg white, maybe 2 at most. Make sure you mix it well. Basically, you just want a really sticky mixture. So how about we give this another try and see how that goes. You know, if this time it doesn't work, I really don't know what to tell you guys. I tried. So after what feels like maybe 20 minutes of smoking out my apartment, I think our hash brown waffles are ready. Let's go see if anything worked. I mean, they look alright, but I have no idea if I can get these out of the grill. Let's just pretend it worked. Okay, so to be honest, this did not go as planned at all. But, I mean, it looks alright from one side. The other side, I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's kind of a waffle. It's kind of a hash brown. It kind of works. So what did we learn today? That nothing ever goes as planned, and that this is probably the most realistic cooking show you'll ever watch. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have more success making these than I did. At least, you know, give me your feedback in the comments. Tell me how to fucking make these. I don't get it. Anyway, if you're in Canada like I am, I hope you have a great long weekend, and I hope to see you next week with a lot more success than I had this week. See you later, guys. Bye!
Oh, this you crazy mother...